Good morning, Dhananjay. Welcome to the show. This is the sprint. This is we generally called as success saver sprint, where we inspire our viewers on this actually, right? So we are very warm welcome, Dhananjay.
Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, and I'll also inform my viewers. Dhananjay is one of the leading and is leading cybersecurity top 40 under 40 leader actually, and he got a lot of awards as well, and he is Chief Security Officer, Architect, and Principal Advisor for right? I Manage organization actually, and he worked in many companies. I know a lot of things about Dhananjay, but I'll hand over to Dhananjay to just speak about himself. Actually, that will help more for more people. Actually, what are you, Dhananjay?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all your viewers from all over the world. So, like you rightly pointed out, sir, it's been quite a journey. Okay, so I think that should be a good starting point that way. And my starting point was interestingly not cybersecurity. Okay, so it was software development. But that software development actually led me to cybersecurity. The reason being, I was developing software for connectivity of multiple systems. And in those days, the term identity management didn't exist. And this I'm talking 25 years back. Okay.
Mm,
So we used to
okay,
call them authentication connectors. Okay.
okay,
Even the term single sign-on didn't exist. No one knew. So we used
yeah,
to call it password synchronization.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I started from that era, okay. So that my first use case in General Electric in Hyderabad, where I was working, was for General Electric's avionics division, where they had a problem statement saying our users are remembering 12 passwords, okay,
Mhm,
of 12 different complexities. We are very
mhm,
unhappy about it, do something. And in those days, there was no products, okay. There was only one product, which was Sun Microsystems Lighthouse. Okay. So we started writing Java code. And what we did was the guy authenticates into Microsoft Active Directory and
uh-huh,
automatically he logs into SAP. Okay.
mhm,
So we were able to do that seamlessly. And it was my boss at that point in time, Sunil Varki, who saw potential in me. And then he said, I want to automate vulnerability also. Can you do something? So scripting around that. I want to mint. And again, there was no compliance pressure, no regulator screaming at you that keep 90 days logs or hot and cold logs and something like that. But we were being proactive in that sense. And
that's right.
so this is how we came up. Uh, Later on, cybersecurity started becoming productized and productized and productized, and funky terms and fancy terms started coming into our lives. Eventually, the young generation started catching up. Sadly, they did not have the privileges that we had of building systems from the ground up for cybersecurity. They
That's right.
they entered into the product era straight and got injected into that ecosystem. So they became product
Mhm,
experts. They became checkpoint experts and Palo Alto experts and so on and so forth. But
mhm.
they still don't know what an IP table is. So if I tell you that let's
You're right.
build a firewall in Indian rupees 2000, okay, I
Uh-huh,
don't think
uh-huh.
the new generation will
People
be.
will be,
Yeah, it takes a small box.
they'll not be able to understand.
They'll not
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to understand. So it takes a small
yeah,
box. You
yeah,
just need to configure IP tables, and your firewall is done.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. It takes us another small box, and you need to configure SNOT, and your IPS IDS is done.
Yeah.
So I come from that legacy generation. I'm not saying I'm very old and senior, but then I
Uh-huh,
come from that era. And as I grew, I put in these kind of basic level innovations for serious and industrial level problems. So challenge
uh-huh.
statement would be like very complex, but then I know that if I address it from my basics, I'm pretty sure I'm going to crack it. So I think
Mhm.
I come from that space, Deep sir.
That's great, Dhananjay. I think that is a common link where I'm finding that's a GE you told about, right? So
Yeah.
that is also one of my initial organization, check is
Okay.
GE Capital International Services, where we build up those small 150 people to 10,000 people at the time, right? So that was a era when GE has outsourced everything to us at GE
Yes.
Capital
Yes.
International Services,
It
right? So
later on became Jackis, which later on became Genpact.
obviously, yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. That's correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. Wonderful. That's a great and very nice to be here today. And it's an honor for all our viewers as well,
Pleasure.
Dhananjay.
Yeah.
The kind of knowledge, the kind of skills which you have, because I can understand that the kind of IP tables which you are talking about, right?
Yeah.
If you are able to visualize those kind of things today's era, that is the AI era, you can
Yeah.
do anything, whatever you want, right? But only thing that the visualization is required, that what is required to
Correct.
resolve a business problem for the customers, right? So that
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
wonderful. That's
Absolutely.
great. So touching to, you have written a lot about the great Indian GCC mirage. You have talked about
Yeah.
global capability bubble facing challenges, critical structure kind of things, right? Where
Yeah.
there are a lot of this kind of. So what's your view about where this GCC will go ahead?
Awesome question. Okay. So GCC, so there are two aspects to it. Okay. Now, number one is what is a GCC? Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
What actually does it mean? Now, for example, I can call my office a GCC if I wanted to. Okay. It's my
Yeah.
choice. But is it a GCC? It's actually not. Okay. But we are innovating here. Okay. We are coming out with state of the art stuff. Okay. We are
Mhm.
solving very complex customer challenges. Okay. At the same time,
Mhm.
we are getting third party solutions here. We are testing them out. We are providing the third and fourth party feedbacks. So, are we GCC? I mean, the answer is we don't know. Okay. So, that is problem number one, sir. Problem
Mhm.
number two is the promised land of the GCC complex. Okay, is
Mhm.
uh, is kind of a fable right now. Okay,
Mhm.
so for example, I was doing a survey. I found out that there are 1,750 exactly 1,750 GCCs in India. Okay,
Mhm.
so about 80% of these are up and running. Okay, the remaining will finish by Diwali around November, December this year. So this is the
Mhm.
layout. Okay. So what I started to do was I started to, because some of these are our clients, so I started to make a maturity model around them. Okay.
Mhm.
And to
Mhm.
try and understand what is the survivability index of this in the first
Mhm.
place. Okay. So
Mhm.
one GCC, a 25-story building, okay, filled with on an average 500 to 700 senior professionals, filled with another maybe 200 odd junior professionals, engineering professionals. Uh,
Mhm.
what are they doing? Okay, and what kind of innovation is happening? So my
Mhm.
problem here is when I call it the bubble, I call it the bubble because there is no make in India here. Okay, the GPU that you use, okay, is not make in India. Where the infrastructure that you sit on is not make in India. The cloud and
Yeah.
Azure and the GCPs and the AWSs and the MariaDBs and the BigQueries and the Firestones that you use, they are not make in India. Okay, so I have a big question mark here. What are you innovating exactly? Okay, and hence the term bubble. But now there's a flip side to this. Okay, if they don't exploit these technologies, okay, then they will not be able to do a make in India. So to do a make in India, you have to study the not make in India first, okay, and then replicate to make in India. So
Yeah.
hence,
Yeah.
like I said, the promised land is a slightly fable land, uh, and
Okay.
hence the
Mhm.
controversy. Yeah.
Good. Good. We have a lot of capabilities, Dhananjay. I'm sure that we will be able to make something great as a Make in India in coming years. That's for sure. I'm very, very positive about that.
Absolutely.
Right. So let's see how it goes. How it
Absolutely.
goes. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Another thing. I would like to touch that mindset shift
Uh-huh.
related to the end of the body shop era of a cybersecurity when speaking to a business owner or a CEO who views cybersecurity purely as defensive expense, how do you reframe it into an active tool for business growth actually?
Okay, perfect. So again, multi-pronged approach required, and at the same time, sensibility from the management, the proprietor, or the board also required, and trust and engagement with the CISO, CTO, CRO, and now DPO. Okay,
Mhm,
so it has to be a trust-based model. The issue
mhm,
is that, let's say I am manufacturing cloth. Okay, so the
mhm,
first thing I tell my CISO is, we are now discussing production. You have no
mhm,
role in this meeting. Please sit outside.
mhm.
The problem
That's right.
start from there. Okay. So let's
Okay.
now let's cut down this problem into few pieces. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It is a production meeting. Now, how does production happen? There are no 1,000 people sitting and weaving cloth. It's it's a unit. There is a yarn unit, and then there is a processing unit, and then yarn goes into dyeing, and then from the dyeing unit it goes into fabric that is called weaving. After weaving, it goes into finishing, and so on and so forth, and then finally a luxury product comes out. Okay.
That's right.
These people are not equipped to understand the machinery, the SCADA, the OT, the IoT. Okay.
That's right.
But the
Mhm.
CTO and CEO, CISO are sitting outside in this meeting. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So they
Mhm,
are not involved in efficiency of machinery. They are not
mhm,
involved in the security of the OT, IoT or SCADA. They are not
mhm,
involved in integration. So, for
mhm,
example, tomorrow the same person who asked this guy to sit outside for some time, okay,
mhm.
ask the CTO or the CISO, saying that, hey, can you give me a machine efficiency report? He'll be like, yeah, I can give you, but I'll need 6 months. And then obviously the owner is going to get annoyed, saying, why do you
Yeah.
need 6 months? Because all this while I was sitting outside in the meetings when you were discussing production issues. You bought
That's right.
machine, you bought machines without asking me. I have not
Mhm,
seen the machines. I have not touched them. I have not
mhm,
integrated them with ERPs. I have not integrated them with analytics. I have not integrated them
mhm,
with AI or ML. So,
mhm,
and you want analytics as of tomorrow afternoon, okay, or
mhm,
predictive model as of tomorrow afternoon, or a predictive maintenance
mhm.
model, or a predictive accident model as of tomorrow afternoon. Not possible. So, I
Mhm,
feel that, gelling together, okay, as a team, okay, and
mhm.
completely a homogeneous management environment. Homogeneity is very, very key here, to actually, really accelerate production. Okay. And this is something, I respect my boss at DDECOR, Mr. Ajay Arora. He taught me that very well. He's like, you have to get into nuts and bolts because machines are also human beings. They talk to each other.
That's right.
Okay. So when the fabric falls from the weaving machine on a conveyor belt, okay, it is actually telling the conveyor belt, okay, I've done my job, now you do yours. So the conveyor is
Mhm.
now taking it to the dispatch bay and the truck dock. The trucks have to be parked over there. So
That's right.
an alert has to go to somebody who has to now do his job. So
Mhm.
in a highly interconnected world, we have to make sure that the homogeneity is there, and everyone is involved. You cannot
You
just
are
say
right.
that I have a 27,001 certificate hanging on my wall. I'm very happy
Yeah,
about it. Yeah,
yeah. That's great. That's great. Amazing. Yeah, that's a great. And you have a lot of experience where the IT, OT, and everything is coming in
yeah,
picture to
yeah,
secure them. Wonderful. That's great. Now, touching to the privacy piece, right?
yeah.
Where our DPA is also coming up very fast now. I think it is already on the ground now, right? So, how do you think that how that awareness can be built across India? It's not a small country, right? So one part is making the organization aware. The second part, making the people aware, right? That what are their rights, how they
Yeah.
can defend, right, or how they can use them, how they
Correct.
can practice them actually, right? What's your view on that piece?
Absolutely. DPDPA is a landmark act, first of all. Okay.
Mhm,
Although a large part of it was taken from the aftermath of Europe and the US. Okay. So
mhm,
we acted late, but we acted, and I'm very happy about that.
mhm,
Now, that being point one. Point number two, I would say that in terms of large corporations, I don't think they are worried right now. Okay. Because they are
mhm,
taking
mhm.
up again a different approach. They are trying to address this particular thing with 20 band-aids. Okay. The thing is, DPDPA is going to cause a fracture. Okay. And you cannot address a
Mhm,
fracture with band-aid. You have to go to a doctor. Okay, you have to get x-rays done. You have to do
mhm,
deep scanning and self-analysis. Okay,
mhm,
you have to make sure that there are no blind spots. Okay, you have to
mhm.
make sure that only the leg is broken, the hand is fine. So hand
Yeah.
also needs to be investigated, and band-aids will not work. Now, there are two, three approaches here which I disagree with. Okay, so number one, let's buy four products. Okay, one for discovery, one for assessment, one for compliance, and one for DSAR and consent. Okay, this is the
Mhm,
worst
mhm.
approach you can take, and this is the 70% approach that is being taken. Okay,
Uh-huh,
now, this is for large organizations who can afford a big ID, who can afford a security.ai, who can afford a Varonis or, on those lines. No disrespect to these products, but who can afford these products. Okay.
mhm,
But how many are you going to implement? Okay. Now, let's put a question mark to that. Second, these products are not Indian. They have to be
mhm,
taught what a Aadhaar card is. They have
mhm.
taught what a driving license is. You come from the NCR and I come from, let's say, Kerala. Your driving license is going to differ from mine. We have to educate and train that system, just like how we train an ML. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm,
So we need something that is built for the ecosystem. That is one. The second approach that people are now taking is uh, simply offloading. Okay. I am not a significant data fiduciary at all. So let me offload everything to a data processor. Okay. So
uh-huh.
the running away approach, I call it. Okay.
But the
That
accountability will
is
be with the organization, right?
with the organization, but
Yeah.
they don't realize that. Yeah. But what they're saying is ki you do the heavy lifting.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So when the time comes and the privacy inspectors come, we will
Uh-huh.
point our fingers to you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you get audited. We will say we were monitoring them. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
end of story. Okay. So, but that is unfortunately not how it works.
That's right.
The privacy inspectors will never ever go to the processor. They will come
That's
and
right.
sit in your house only.
Mm,
Okay, and
mm,
you have to keep producing data impact assessment reports. You have to keep on
mhm,
producing the DSARs. You have to keep on producing, and you have to show the SLAs. You have to show. Uh, I'll give you the smallest example, sir. If you have a CCTV, okay, at the entrance of the building,
mhm,
there are nine scheduled Indian languages. There has to be a legible board. Okay,
mhm,
why
mhm,
this CCTV exists. It is not to invade your privacy, but the CCTV exists to prevent theft of company property, to prevent theft of or to prevent intrusion into a secure premise, etc., etc. So
mhm,
DPDPA goes into that amount of level. Okay,
mhm. Yeah.
and it is not easy. It is not easy. You require a unified system. You require trained people. And then I want to come circle around the question of who becomes a data protection officer. And that is something very important here. Typically, what we see in our clients, the next in line for the throne for CISO, just make him a data protection officer. Don't think. Okay. It is the
That's right.
worst thing that you can do. It is the
That,
worst conflict of interest. It is the worst segregation of duty violation that you can do. because this is the guy who all his life has been architecting the system. And today
Yeah,
now he has to sit and find flaws in his own architectures, which he will not.
he'll not. He'll not.
Yeah.
That's right.
The second option, okay,
Mm-hmm.
get someone from the legal counsel's office, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and throw him in the DPO chair. Another problem here. He will be
Mm-hmm.
great at interpretation of DPDPA. He'll be great at guiding people, training people in, interpretation of the micro amendments and everything and everything and everything. But problem, he will not be able to understand and implement DSAR, consent, grievance. Okay. He will have a hard time, and eventually that guy will rely back to back on the CTO, CRO, CISO. Okay. So
You're right.
automatically he doesn't become independent, he becomes
Mm-hmm.
dependent, and the DPO is mandated to be an independent role. Okay.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
Yeah. So it is my personal recommendation to all my clients, get somebody from outside who knows nothing about your system, nothing
that's
about
right.
your processes, comes with a fresh set of eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and then implements. And in fact, going ahead, sir, I'll also show you, some live screens as to what it requires to look at PII,
Mm-hmm.
what it requires to destroy PII.
That's
So
right.
there are privacy enhancing techniques, PETs,
Uh-huh.
PETs. So there
Uh-huh.
are about 16 types of PETs that exist in the world today.
Mm-hmm.
What we use normally for us is we use 10 types of PETs.
Mm-hmm.
For five are reversible, five are irreversible. So I'll give you an
Mm-hmm.
example. Let's say I found XYZ employee's Aadhaar card in a Amazon S3 bucket in Frankfurt.
Okay.
Clear cross-border violation. Okay.
That's right.
You're breaking the law. You're
Mm.
automatically eligible for a fine. Okay.
That's right.
So
Mm.
now the DPO found out. Okay. So what
Mm.
does he do? Does he push for a hard erasure, which is irreversible pet? Or does he deface it, obfuscate it, or tokenize or vault it?
Mm.
Okay, which are reversible pets. Now, this is
Mm.
where you require a technical DPO. So,
Mm.
circling back my previous point, if he's a lawyer, he will get
Will
stuck.
not be. Will
Yeah,
not be able to do that. Yeah.
he'll not be able to do that.
Mm.
So, this is one of the challenge. In fact, if you permit me, I will
Sure.
just, yeah,
If you would like to showcase something, you can. You
yeah,
have
yeah.
the rights.
Thank you. Okay. So press it twice. Just a second.
Yeah, you can.
Screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So generally, it has to be this way. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when the board asks that what is your exposure right now, what is the total attack surface, what is the total PI exposure, and so on and so forth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that people forget is that it is not just about data custody, but it is also
Mm-hmm.
about third-party data custody, and it is also about third-party integrations and APIs. So you need
Yeah.
an entire telemetry to be done, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that is how the whole thing works, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Mm-hmm.
how compliant are you with all of these? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
DPDPA, the IT Act, certain RBI 27001, and PIMS 27701. And
Okay.
eventually, based on methods, we calculate your total exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is one. Second is, sir, you cannot do this in silos. Okay.
Mm.
So
That's right.
when we developed Citadel, okay. So what we
Mm-hmm.
did was we actually made it interactive. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll show
Mm-hmm.
you. So, for example, what is so this is Smuggy Speaks. Smuggy is our patent pending technology. Okay.
Hmm.
So, what are our biggest threats to privacy? So, for example, if I ask it, okay,
Hmm.
for a non-tech DPO,
Hmm.
he needs help at times. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. So he will, get an answer on
Hmm.
that way. Plus, the on the integrations piece, you have to integrate with your email. You have to integrate with your scrubbing. You have to, so for example, insider threat, outsider threat, it all has to come together.
That's right.
It all have an example, email discovery.
Hmm.
My mouse is a little slow, I don't know why. So if I just enumerate my own organization, for example,
Hmm. You have done a lot of efforts, man, to come up with such a nice, most demanded tool. That's what I can say. And I will also request the teams actually to utilize the kind of innovation which you have done. Actually.
thank you, sir. So I'll pick up my own email address. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what we'll do is we will just run a small scan. So what we do is we run penetrative scans. So Tiny Tim, which is again our patented technology, can
Hmm.
break into password protected files, as you can read here.
Hmm.
Zip, RAR, 7Z, tarballs. It can even open password protected office files. It can
Hmm.
run steganography if you're hiding
Wonderful.
something in images.
Hmm.
So what we'll do is we'll just run one small example. Let's
Sure.
say
I
the
think that is it is better if you just
yeah,
upload something small and
just last 10 emails we'll do sent and received. Okay, so it
it
doesn't
will
take
it will check in your mailbox. It is checking in the mail
yeah,
server.
yeah, it'll check on my mailbox on
Okay.
any of the users in the entire organization.
Oh, so
So
it is
in an
connected to your
organization,
it is
yeah,
connected to the O365 or any mailbox, right?
or GCP or AWS or whatever that you
Uh-huh.
use. So if you see right on top, we have an option, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can see Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace. There are two
Okay.
options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You
I'm
can
able to see
choose
the
anyone
details.
and just scan. So now I've run the scan
Mm,
and there you go. So see what he has found. He has found in my last 10 emails that I have disclosed my PAN to somebody.
mm, mm,
Okay. Then I have disclosed my PAN again to somebody.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
And now, if you look at the right hand side, sir, this is the
Mm.
DPO's action.
Okay.
So he has a, total option of 10 options,
Mhm.
reversible PET,
Mm.
okay, and irreversible PET. So he can do a crypto shredding, which means it'll get shredded, and
Mhm.
cryptographic shredding. It's not possible to get it back.
That that can be shared
Anonymized
from there itself. That can
from
be
here itself.
shared in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see this, now, this is the execute button. In the dark mode, it's slightly unvisible, but it's a execute button.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just has to choose this and execute. It will get fired
Wonderful.
on the inbox
Mm, mm,
itself. Similarly, if I go to Shadow IT, okay.
mm.
So now here again, it's very interesting. Reason being, uh,
Shadow IT, how do you catch out?
Shadow IT, so we'll come to that. Shadow IT,
Okay.
what we do is we look into all the nooks and corners of the company, the main
Okay.
blind spots. Okay.
Hmm.
And this is where we come out with on the cloud part. Okay. So this is the whole thing. Now, for
Okay.
example, so we have a problem because this is lying in Europe. Okay.
Okay.
So all the reds I have to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Europe West. Then this is lying in Asia Southeast. I have to fix.
Mm.
Okay, this is lying again in Asia Southeast. I have to fix. And look at my AI confidence. So Smuggy for everything gives me AI confidence. The
Okay.
accuracy is 99.9, but
Mm-hmm.
the AI confidence is a double check on that accuracy that way. And then
Got it.
obviously, because I am the DPO, it is showing me that pending DPO action. And now I have the option of making a ticket, passing it on to the CIO or the CTO, whoever owns the asset. And when I come down here, okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
The entire list of findings will come here.
Wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
So a
Entire,
report can be generated for all the mailboxes and a mail server and can be triggered
abs-
that what all pending actions are there, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
And
And yeah,
is
go on.
there any option to do a bulk actions, maybe shredding of all those together in once go, or it is
Yeah,
one by one they need to?
yeah,
Okay.
he can do it all in one. So let's say, for
Okay.
example, there is a particular user who
Hmm.
is really into insider threat. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So first you lock his ID and shred everything.
Got it.
You can do
Got it.
that
Oh,
also.
that's good.
Or you can select all the PAN and Aadhaar and GST and information, select that as a category, PI category, and
That's right.
irreversibly shred it, hard erasure. Hard erasure
Uh-huh.
means it will disappear at all.
Okay.
Shredding
Got it.
means कि एक छोटा सा evidence he will leave behind.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, that this was existing, but we have shredded it that way.
Okay. Got it.
And
Hmm.
irreversible means I want to keep it for legal reasons to prove that this guy was doing insider fraud. So I will
Got it.
vault it. And I will show you how the vault also works. This is a HSM grade vault, totally immutable register.
So
So
you
if,
use any HSM in that?
yeah, soft HSM.
It's a soft HSM. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if you see all these scans we just did right now,
Yeah.
yeah, see this.
Wonderful. That's
This is
great, man.
all. So yeah, and this is immutable. The client can't do anything about it. Everything has a SHA
Hmm.
value. Even we can't do anything about it. It is so immutable and
Great.
totally admissible certificate 63B compliant, totally admissible in the court of law. If somebody did misuse, so yeah, it will come out like that. So
Wonderful. That's great.
coming back here, sir, Abhi, so people prediction, right? And one of the prediction here is, so I'll just come here. So this is just one of our, client policy frameworks.
Hmm.
So now, sir, you can see the list, the drop
Yeah,
down
yeah. I'm
list.
able to
Now
see
choose
this.
anyone. Like, yeah, so choose anyone. Do you want to audit for 27,001 policy,
Yeah, just
procedure, or
put any policy. Just put any 27K policy.
27K? So I'll put 27,001 policy ISMS. Okay, and I will run the Tiny Tim NLP.
Are you using any Ulama in that? What you do?
No, we use Fisher-Wagner algorithm.
Fisher? Okay.
Wagner algorithm. So basically, how is the tone of your policy? How is the grammar of your policy? Is it in line? Okay. Are the legality coverages enough? Are the financial liabilities covered? Are responsibilities clear? Are mapping procedures mapped to the policy existing? Are there named responsibilities? Is there an author? Is there a
Mm-hmm.
former approver? So it starts from there. And then after
Okay.
that, obviously, Smuggy AI, okay, that comes into the picture and he gives
Smuggy
the,
AI. Okay.
yeah,
Smuggy AI is
our patent pending, detection and smart engine.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
That's great.
because this is a very comprehensive check and it comes with prediction, so
Mm,
just bear with us for about 30 seconds.
sure, sure. Great. Within a year, I think you have just completed 1 year, 4 months. That looks like that, right? Within 1 year, you have done very, very great work. That's what I can say, right?
Huh. So just trying our best. I mean, because India deserves a solution.
Yeah, yeah. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it. Yeah.
India deserves a solution, and so actually, there is one more misconception while the report gets ready. I'll just say so. People know about PAN card, people know about Aadhaar card, people
Mm,
know about driving license, people know about ration card, but
mm,
that's it. Okay, people don't know about associated identities and sub identities in India, marriage certificate,
yeah.
property taxation, passbook scans, bank passbook scans, uh, water
All
bill,
tax
electricity bills,
receipts, house
telephone
tax
bills.
receipt, your
Exactly,
telephone bills, right? So
exactly,
everywhere you'll find. Yeah.
exactly. So we are a very vast country, and
Uh-huh.
you have no idea the amount of effort just to gather that in the nine scheduled languages. Like, for example, how does it work in Odia, and how does it work in Gujarat, and how does it work in Maharashtra? Because most of the collectorate documents are all in the local language and not in the national language or English that way.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, so that's the reason why. And also, as you can see now, sir, he is also mapping it against best practices.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So just about to close. This is a very comprehensive exercise. So even if it is a tiny policy,
Mm,
he will give you a very detailed gap assessment. And
wonderful.
there is a very important prediction aspect of it. So there you go. He's finally
Mm,
complete. Now, this is his confidence on all the parameters.
mhm.
Okay. This is the AI confidence.
Wonderful.
Accuracy, again, like I said, is 99. So critical
Mm,
gaps he has found, legal exposure he has found, financial liability, one he has found, statutory gaps he hasn't found anything, and he has found drift in the policy against
wow.
best practices. Okay,
Mhm.
so these are the NIST six pillars: identify, protect, detect,
Yeah.
respond, recover, and govern. So
Wonderful.
he maps against that also. And let's say,
Mhm.
sir, what I do, I take the same policy. I take all
Mhm.
these inputs. I improve the policy. I re-upload into Tiny Team. I rerun it. The graph will
Mm.
change. The
Got it.
maturity will
Got it.
increase. Okay, and
Wonderful.
then clause similarity, regional similarity, framework alignment,
Got
SCM
it. Got it.
controls.
So it will
Yeah,
provide everything, right? Wonderful. That's great, man. Amazing. Tell
yeah,
me one thing. Is it
yeah.
a local hosted solution or it is a SaaS-based tool?
Okay. Sir, great question. We have all the options.
Okay.
We have this as a captive option that we'll run for you. Okay. We can
Mhm.
do it as a SaaS option, but we don't want any of those. We want to give this to the client entirely. Why? Because this has got some really critical PII of the
Okay.
client, of his third parties, fourth parties,
Mhm.
employees,
Mhm.
subcontractors, raw material providers, everything. So
Mhm.
we do not want to take that chance. While if some client does insist,
Mhm.
we will give them a SaaS. It's just a 10-minute deployment, as you can see.
Mhm.
And yeah, so coming back, how likely am I to pass the audit on this policy? Is the question, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you
So there
go.
are a lot of major NCs are there now. Oh,
Yeah. So the answer is this. So what we did was
58%.
a leading German audit firm. Your AI confidence is this. Okay, modeled areas for improvement. Four,
Mm.
a premier EU certification body. For certain reasons, we can't name those companies.
Got it.
Otherwise, no one wants to go to jail.
Yeah.
And So this is what it is. So we modeled how many major NCs it has detected, how
Mm.
many areas of improvement it has detected, how many, and all based on actual learnings of these three different top bodies.
So it was executed where? In any specific data in that particular demo data, or how it is?
We actually okay, so the way this was done was we took about 1,000 to 1,500 odd findings and old reports available on the internet, and we did OSINT. And after that, based on that, we developed a auditing mechanism and model. We again developed a severity of audit and severity of control check. So
Wonderful.
all of these are different. So if you see the guy in between, okay, has the least amount of NCs and
Yeah.
yeah,
Just can you just hold on for this actually? See,
yeah,
I would also would like to touch base something here actually.
yes, yes,
See,
sir.
because I have audited more than 200 organizations in more than 35 countries across the globe actually, thousands of offices across.
Of course.
Now, the one thing which I can observe, right? So the trust deficit is increasing day by day. But the kind of tool sprawl is there at this moment, the kind of technologies are getting evolved each day, each new technologies, new things are coming. The CIO has an overhead now because they need to select, or CTO, CIO, who all the head of that IT verticals, right? So they have a challenge that what they do, how they select, what is the trust score? They don't have any visibility, right? So how do they
Yeah.
trust to whom to buy, what to buy, and how they can ensure that it should meet their mitigate their risk actually, right? Whatever tool is they are buying,
Yeah.
there's a purpose behind that, right? If there are 100, suppose I implement 27,001 and I have maybe uh,
Mhm.
what is that, 94 controls I need to implement in my different objectives to meet, right?
Mhm.
Security objectives.
Right.
So if that tool is
Garam
doing
pani.
it or not, they don't have any clear view actually. They don't have any
Correct.
clear vision, right? So the trust deficit, which I can see as a clear gap across the globe at this moment, and you pass the audit, you put that certificate in front of your office,
Wall. Yeah.
huh, but that is just a certificate only
Showpiece.
because
Showpiece.
huh,
Yeah.
but when you go to the ground, you will see that there is a deviation into the control and the context at the time when you start doing a assessment on that. Then you ask the question, hey, what happened? Why you have not put the control? Why you have not checked that control, that is it effective or not? Control will be
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Control will be there to pass the audit. However, the results will not be there that is it working or not, right? So
Absolutely.
these kind of gaps are there in most of the organizations. And by design, security, if you talk about, it's very big challenge at this moment. And we are thinking about to come up with, uh, I have already started one that called Audit Sec Intelligence to just check one control each day from last, I think 340 days I'm sending it, right? And there are a lot of people from across the globe, they try to reach me back stating that, hey, these are the actual thing which we would like to implement on ground. And we were not able to find out that how, from where to get these kind of solutions. They have also have
Right.
so many
Right. Right. Right.
consultants, they also have so many advisors, but they stuck somewhere. So that is the actual deficit which I can see. And these major NCs still remind me, if there are 1,000 audits done across the globe, I don't think there is less than more than 2% of major NCs given to any of the organizations to suspend their certificate till the time they implement. Right?
Yeah. So some bodies are really stringent, but not all of them.
Yeah.
But now, unfortunately, let's take the first major NC in all the three cases. So if I just highlight the text. The first major NC in all the three is that you are not complying with law of the land. Certain means law of the land. It is a
That's right.
major NC as it is. Okay.
Right.
So the second one, 42,001, okay, you can ignore COVID best practice, you can ignore it's human judgment involved in this. All right.
Yeah.
So it gives you a good it gives you a good, guideline, okay, to go by. Ki how good your document is, how versus, and you said you use the word deviation, okay. I will
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even use the word deviation, sir. I will say there is a Pacific Ocean between reality and what the document says. There is a
that's
Pacific
right.
Ocean. It's so big. Okay, so control is only this much. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
but it is defending, like for example, a dam has to be a big dam. Okay, because a
that's
dam
right.
is a control, preventive control. Okay,
Mm,
you can't have a 5 square feet dam. Okay, to control a river or something like that, the water will just flow from the side, and end of story. So
yeah,
the idea is to prepare as much as possible, and because the tool has the capability, okay, to already look into the nooks and corners of your system, so
mm,
it tells you grammar, flow, language, tone, typos, etc., etc. And
mm.
the most important part here is that it gives you clear-cut gaps. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that this
Wonderful.
is
That's
what
great,
you
man.
need to. Yeah, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. You don't have a racy table. Okay, Uh,
That's
and
great. I
yeah,
think that's the actual pain point for the people, actually. Wonderful. You have addressed
yeah.
those issues. Great.
So audit doesn't become guesswork, it becomes more preparedness, more preparedness, more preparedness. And see, um, you know, you can never be fully prepared. This is cyber
Yes.
security for you.
Yeah, it's a journey basically
Yeah,
to continually improve upon whatever we are today because the technology is also evolving. So the same way we also need to evolve, right?
exactly, exactly. And to answer your second part, sir, so for example, we have a CRQ studio. Okay. So we have continuous vulnerabilities. Okay.
Mhm.
So how do we take a look at that? So for example, you asked me about you know, are we missing anything in the organization? Is there a loophole or a blind spot? Okay.
Hmm.
And that's exactly the reason why we have a SBOM in place.
SBOM, you are also bringing the SBOM, right? So
Yeah.
SBOM life cycle is managed separately or managed inside this tool itself.
Inside this. So I go to Risk Prism, which is our again patented technology. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And if you will see that these are all the elevated so we are using PyPDF, which is old and vulnerable. Okay, and it is not just telling me that. If you look here, sir, it is showing that the inherent annual loss expectancy is half a
Okay.
crore. Residual
ALEs. Okay.
annual loss expectancy, ALA, is half a crore. Treatment is pending. Treat it now because it is elevated. So I click
Got it.
here. Okay, the minute I click here, I come to know all of this.
Wonderful. That's great, man.
Yeah. And then
Good.
the remainder of them. So that being said, then we have breach sense. Okay. So in breach sense, we do the actual VA assessment. Okay. Of the SBOM. So if I implement a new SBOM pipeline, I just run it and it gives me a refresh of the whole report. So if I go down, if I say run SBOM pipeline now, what it will do is, one of the question that people keep having, this department is deploying their own, say, chatting software, say Slack, for example, free, na? So they are deploying Slack. Abhi, there's no problem. Use Slack. Okay. The official messaging channel is Teams. Use Slack. We don't have an issue with that. The issue is, will you patch it? Will you make sure when a 0 day comes, you'll take responsibility of it? Will
Got it.
you, ensure that you will inform the security team? Okay. Slack,
Mhm.
what does it take for a team or a CIO or a head of department to implement Slack? He just needs to use his credit card and buy Slack for his 10 users.
Got it.
Yeah. But he doesn't understand the larger implication of what he's doing in shadow IT terms.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's great,
Yeah.
man.
So,
Great.
so this produces that effect. And I already showed you the forensic ledger. And
Mhm.
yeah, so we'll just come here.
I think we need to also put a time check. Actually, it's you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
4 more minutes to explain now, so
Sure,
that
sure, sure.
we should be inside the time. Actually.
Sure, sure. So, how do we calculate and what does the CFO want to see? Okay. So,
Hmm.
we basically use four main methods. Okay. QEBR, CVAR, the FAIR method, and the TARA method. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
So, what do we do is we actually show not just the upper ceiling of 250 crore rupees, but we show the net damage.
Hmm.
Okay. It's not just paying fine. It is about
Hmm.
what happens after you pay the fine and you have to come back into operations. Okay.
That's
So
right.
what is the
Hmm.
elevated loss level? Okay. What is the loss pressure? Okay. And
Hmm.
what is Tara gives you the urgency
Hmm.
that way. And
Wonderful. That's great, man.
yeah. So just one last piece and I think we are good. Yeah. So in terms of coverage, I just want to show so India, we believe that DPDPA, Aadhaar, PAN,
Hmm.
various languages, okay, and look where
Hmm.
all they are found,
Hmm.
in what formats they are found. GSTN, Aadhaar card, UPI, VPA, IFSC, Indian passport, okay, and in all
Wonderful.
languages, yeah, in all languages and all,
That's great, man.
yeah. So I think,
Good.
sir,
I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it was a good view of the complete solutions. Right. It's wonderful. Right. So we'll
yeah,
have another round as soon as you come up with some new features in that. It's
sure, sure,
amazing
sure.
efforts done by you, and I really appreciate the kind of efforts are required. I still have that kind of exposure that these kind of tools require minimum 4 to 5 years to make it actually with continuous doing the efforts of bringing the samples, creating the solution. And you have done without sleeping. I can tell you that I don't think
Yeah.
you have slept more than 4 hours at night in that to do it actually.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what my
since I manage was born, yeah, sleep is something which has left my life actually.
You are a great person, man. I really appreciate the kind of great innovators like you and wonderful. It's a great journey. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that it will help a lot of people, right? The another part, I'm also coming up with AI governance training. So the AI GRC auditor training specifically. By July, I'll be launching that. And those are micro e-learning trainings. So
Mhm.
to create value, because I've seen that there will be a lot of pressure for the employees who will be there, who are there at this current moment actually, because they were AI is gearing up very fast.
Yeah,
At the
yeah, yeah.
same time, the repeated task will be addressed by those agents, AI agents or something, so-called AI agents, right? So I thought that
Correct,
how to support those people to reskill them, right? So the governance piece, which will be most demanded area in the AI governance, right? So I thought
correct.
we'll reskill the teams in that. So that's the new initiative is I may be starting with. And there is another newsletter which is called CISO 2.0. So there are a lot of uh,
Okay.
people who appreciate that. There are more than 9,000 plus subscriber into that. So what a CISO needs to look upon related to the AI, right? So that all those things are published. Right.
If I
Wonderful.
may, sir, if I may, just one small interrupt. So first of all, I think the fear factor around AI, okay, that needs to be slightly subsidized, subsided, at least for the time being. Otherwise, we are never ever going to be able to progress. That is point number one. And the
Yeah.
media hype is too much. Okay.
See, Dhananjay, I can tell you one thing very clearly. Machine cannot give a contextual outcome.
Yeah.
Machine can give you only the answer which it understand as a without human, right? It can give you 2 into 2 equal to 4, right? 2 into 2, and it may differ and drift as a 2 into 2 equal to 5 as well later on, right? So as soon
Yeah.
as it differs, everything is going to what is that called? Come to the zero kind of things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so it requires a human to take a ownership of that outcome outcome. I'll give you the example. Yeah, I have a AI tool. It works very well. I upload my blood report. It says take up this injection. Right? Can I
Hmm.
own that outcome myself? I can't.
Yeah, you can't
Same
because
way. Same way it happened in everywhere. But only thing is where we need to be a little bit more cautious is we need to honestly check whatever we are doing as an employee, what are the repeated tasks which we do in our each day, right? And what
absolutely
creativity we can infuse. To infuse that creativity, we need to train our brain as well because a little bit shift is needed. Otherwise, it's very challenging because repeated tasks can be taken care by the system.
exactly.
So that that's what you said now, IP chain, table chain. If you
Yeah,
understand that, you can make a lot of prompt in such a way that is it giving you a right answer or not. You can fine tune your inputs to get the intended outcomes. But if you
correct.
can't visualize, like I uploaded my report, it says that you take this injection, right? So I can't do anything with the outcome of that, right? If I go that same thing and give it to someone, he knows that this guy doesn't have the context of giving this, right? So
Exactly. And also, sir, there are risks and there are hallucinations, which is another issue. Also, there is the possibility that let's say 2 into 2 is equal to 4. So, on a very good day, on a sunny, bright day, you will get 4 as the answer. But the day the AI is having a bad day of its own, okay, he will say 2 is not a number.
it will, because it
Yeah,
will drift. No, it's a mathematics. That's what I
yeah,
said. Suppose
yeah.
you remove any formula in your Excel sheet, you start seeing hashes in that Excel sheet, right? It's in the same way. It has to
Exactly.
respond.
Exactly. So he might say anything. He might say 2 is not a number. He might say, okay, 28 is the answer. Okay. Or 2 and 2 is equal to 22. It just depends. So, I mean, there are guardrails. And as you know, sir, we already run the C2M2 model. So if there are some students watching this, if I may take 2 minutes, I'll just
Sure, sure,
quickly give you the link so everybody has access to that.
sure.
Uh, so these are the latest. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just come here. So we have come out with the C2M2 model mainly for students. Okay.
Mm,
And this comes with live CVs all across. Okay, I'll just zoom it a
hmm.
little bit. Okay, so you can see. So, for
Yeah.
example, let's say AI model security. Okay,
Mm,
so what does it say? So, AI model security, it says that it is susceptible to poisoning, extraction, etc., etc. Okay, so how do you assume that you are in which tier and what do you do?
mm,
That is the thing. So, left hand side are the fear factors, right hand
hmm,
side are the remediations, and
hmm,
on the extreme right hand side is your score when you perform a
hmm.
self-assessment or a client audit. So, how do you look
Right.
at this? So, I look at these as the controls. I
Mm,
look at my maturity table. Okay, so
mm,
L0 means there is no validation of model training data, weights are unprotected. Okay,
hmm.
then L1 means basic sanitization, encryption, etc. And finally, you are
Mm.
at L4 means AI-powered poisoning detection, model watermarking, zero trust, and so on and so forth. And
Wonderful. Mm,
for this risk on the left-hand side, what are the live CVEs?
mm.
These are all the live CVEs. You can see 2026 high,
Wonderful. Yeah.
7.5 scoring. So that way. So you can look at, say, LLM, you can look at agentic AI, deepfake. Okay.
Hmm.
So in a deepfake, if you look at the maturity table, it's tremendous. You cannot rely on human intuition alone. So in a
That's right.
deep fake, what it is that you need to do? You at least need to be here on a multi-model framework, audio plus
Mm,
video plus text, plus now
hmm.
this is also outdated, plus bioprint. Okay, facial, ear, hair, etc., etc.
That's right. Hmm.
Yeah. So this is something we is a community project. We made it completely for students,
Wonderful. That's great.
and students do come frequently. They contribute. We update. We change. Students
Hmm.
come up with so the Gen Z is very good in bounties and bug hunting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so many of them reach out to me, sir. I had my first CV, published. This is it.
Uh-huh.
This applies to this. So I immediately take it and inject it into the C2M2 model.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I
Yeah.
think the I'm also thinking about or planning to come up in July. That is the something called digital trust globally, right? So we'll think
Yeah.
about that, how we can associate that over there to help global community inside that. Let's see how it goes. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
So
Because
wonderful.
yeah,
Ah,
sir.
great.
Go on. Go on.
So I think we have taken a lot of time, Dhananjay, today. So it's a very, very, what is that? Pleasure to connect with great people like you and inspiring the whole world across, as well as the any any one-liner message if you'd like to give to the upcomers, the new founders, or maybe the people who are there as
Okay.
learners.
So my I am myself a new founder per se, and I don't consider myself a founder. I still consider myself as an engineer, and that's the reason why I get things done. Okay, that is one. The other thing is that please, for God's sake, don't run behind buzzwords. Go for real world, actual societal impact challenges and problem statements and address them. Okay. So when we were building Citadel, because the world uses the term DSPM, we had to put DSPM. Otherwise, I'm really not comfortable writing DSPM because it is a DSPM, it is a CNAP also, it is a CDAR also, it is a GRC also. It is it's much more than that. So what we did was we didn't take DPDP as a problem statement. We said that for India, for KSA, for UAE, and for EU GDPR, this is a universal problem. So let's take it together. Societal impact is automatically there. And plus, there are tool tips and educative tips everywhere. So we treat the data protection officer like a student who's going to use this machine. If he's going to make a mistake, we warn him about 20 times. If he's going to, let's say, do a hard erasure, at least three pop-ups come. Are you sure this is what will happen? This is production code. This will die, this will die, this will die. All, the cyclic
Yeah, yeah.
impact. So we explain the cascading impact to him, and that's how we did. So my message to upcoming Gen Zs, co-founders, the new startups is do not run behind buzzwords. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, just, go for societal impact and make in India issues. There are plenty problems you can solve, and, address them.
I can see the mid opportunities ahead. Only thing is the people need to come out with that fear of AI. That's what my message goes, right? If
Absolutely.
they start thinking in a positive way, they can see thousands of opportunity. A risk cannot come without an opportunity for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So thanks, Dhananjay. It's very nice connecting
Sir,
with you. I think
it
it's
is
a
a
lot of
pleasure,
time is
sincere
taken for
pleasure,
you.
sir.
Jai Hind and Namaste. Bye bye.
Jai Hind.
Thank you.